We are going to get started. Hello, everybody. Hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from in the chat. My name is Stephanie Milky. I am tuning in from Florida. I walked outside today and it is officially summer, meaning it was hot. It was hot and I love it. So I'm not going to complain. It is going to be pool or ocean weather from now on, most likely. So tell me where you're tuning in from. Oh, I love it. We've got Colorado. Let's see. We've got Carson City. Hello, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. All right. Well, again, my name is Stephanie, and we tonight are going to. Oh, I see you. I see you in Florida. We're going to have a conversation tonight about, I call it mom fuel. We're going to say human fuel, people fuel, anybody fuel. We're going to hear from Dr. Jacob on what this is, how it works, what it does. We're also going to talk to you a little bit about our community. And so I want you to know here at Prove It, our mission and vision is to help people become the best versions of themselves. And so when I was introduced to this product, I wasn't looking for anything. And in fact, my husband handed me a packet. He said, Stephanie, if this works, it's going to change thousands of people's lives. And I remember thinking, I don't know what this is. I'm really not interested. You guys, I'm a homeschool mom of four girls. Our girls currently are 18, 16, 14, and 12. When he handed me this packet, our baby was two. And so I remember thinking, I don't know what that is, super skeptical. My husband wanted to lose weight. I was a tired mom. I ate like a 6-year-old. But I remember him saying, like, I promise you, Stephanie, ketones work. They're going to help you. I promise you. And he was doing the keto diet. If you've ever tried the keto diet, drop a one in the chat, or you can just give me a thumbs up if you know what the keto diet even is. Listen, my husband came home and he was doing the keto diet, and I remember thinking, I don't know what you're doing. You're eating all this like fatty foods. We're supposed to eat margarine. That's weird. It's low fat, no fat. You guys, this was 12 years ago. And he was like, I promise you, Stephanie, this is going to work. And again, I ate like a 6-year-old. You guys, I didn't try anything green till I was 32. And I'm not even kidding. And so when he handed me this packet, he's like, all I want you to do is try it. I want you to try it and see what you think. And somebody invited you on here because they thought, hey, you either maybe you were a tired mom like me. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I needed to take a nap every day at 2:30 or 3 o'clock. Anybody else need a nap or just need that little pick me up at 3 o'clock? All right, I see you, Lori. Or maybe you're like, hey, I'm working at trying to get bigger muscles, or maybe you mentioned to somebody like, hey, I want to lose weight. Whatever it is, you either saw somebody on social media or they invited you here because they care about you. And so we're going to have a great conversation about this product because over 10 years ago, my husband put this in my hands. He said it's going to work. I went away to a homeschool conference and I drank it. And I snuck into the bathroom and I peed on this little stick and it turned purple. And I called my husband and I was like, I don't know what this is. The stick turned purple. I like the taste of it. I'm the only probably mom awake at this conference at this time. And I just had this like, this is going to work. I really don't know what this is, but I said, please don't give any of this away because at that time, you guys, over 10 years ago, we didn't have a plethora. We didn't have a lot of this. It was just a very little bit. And so I told my husband, don't give it away. It's the only thing that keeps me awake. And what this did over the last 10 years and has continued to do is I feel like make me a better mom, make me a present mom. Like I didn't dive into the keto diet. Like some of you might go, well, are we going to talk about a diet? What do I want? Here's what I want you to think real quick before we actually learn about what this fuel is. What do you want that would actually change your life? Like, I think sometimes we just go, I want to lose weight or I need energy. And all of that is great physically, but also financially. But like, what does it look like to become the best version of you? And why are you even doing it? Why did you ask the person that invited you on here? For me, I finally hit this wall where I was like, I am not being a present mom. I'm always tired. I need something to help me. And I didn't dive into any way of eating except for drinking this product for the first year. I learned how to eat better and I joined a gym a year later. And so this isn't, we're not going to teach you how to do like, hey, I need you to do all these crazy diet things in the next 2 weeks. We're going to introduce you to a product that works. And then we're going to walk you through what it looks like just to create healthy habits, to what our community looks like, how we can help educate you, the science and the community. I promise you it's incredible. It's about you becoming the best version of you. And I don't want you to think about like, well, I just want to lose 20 pounds. I want you to know why you're actually here. And if you're taking notes, or maybe you're just thinking about this, like, What is it that you actually want? Not I want to look cute and teeny keeny. I've got four girls that wear those. But I'm like, what do you actually want in the next rest of the year? I want to be a healthier mom. I want to age well. I want to get stronger. I want to live well. What is it for you? And you can share in the chat if you want. But I have an incredible guest. His name is Dr. Jacob Wilson. He's one of the formulators of this product. And so he is going to come on and we're just going to have, I'm going to call it a Keto 101 conversation. He's going to share with us what this is and how it works. And I actually see him on here. So, how are you, Dr. Jacob?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am so good. Good to see
Good
you.
to see you too.
Well, okay, so let's see. We have got over 70 people on. I know that there's some familiar faces that you know, some brand new faces. Will you just tell them who you are, what do you do, and then let's have a little keto conversation.
Yeah, actually, absolutely. So, well, I've been my background science. I've been doing research for actually with Dr. Ryan Lowry. Well, we've been doing research together on this topic of ketones for over 16 years now, since 2010. But basically what we have done research on is basically how to optimize human performance, lifespan, and longevity. And we've had the opportunity to probably conduct over 250 experiments. And we've looked at everything you can imagine, ingredients, different diets, different technologies. And this is a technology that we spent the majority of our careers on just because we've seen so many really phenomenal, groundbreaking results with it. So super excited to talk to you all. You know, like we've seen the ingredient in action on people like Tour de France athletes to elite NHL hockey players to NFL players to some of the greatest minds in the world. And then we've also seen it on moms who want to be able to have more energy, you know? And the thing that is in common on all of them that we've seen, all of them want to perform better. It doesn't matter if you're playing with your kids or you're an astronaut trying to go to space. Performance is still the name of the game.
So good. Well, will you tell us, so ketones, some people know keto diet. Some people understand like, oh, I can't eat carbs. What is this? How does it work? Why would I even want to drink it? Just what are the benefits of drinking ketones?
Yeah, so well, long story short, one thing you talked about basically was is that the first most people who's heard of the ketogenic diet? Most of us, right? You know, so this is how most of us have really thought about ketosis. Basically, what happens is that, in essence, if you think about it, your body normally runs on carbohydrates. Well, what happens if you don't have any food? What happens when you don't have any food and you're starving? What does your body have to do when you're starving? Your brain has to be more alert. Things like inflammation have to go down. Your reaction time and the speed that your brain processes information has to go up because if it does not, you'll die. Your body has to be on high alert and be faster, stronger, more adaptable because in those situations it is do or die. And so what happens is the mechanism that we operate at a higher level when we're food deprived is when we run out of carbohydrates, our body produces this incredible molecule called ketones. Now, the other way you can do that is eliminate all carbohydrates. And when you eliminate all carbohydrates, your body also releases ketones. Or you can fast, or you can run a marathon. Now, lots of studies basically show that, whoa, this molecule, ketones, is having these amazing effects, improve longevity, improve health, improve performance. But what if you could bottle it up? And then basically, when we started doing research in 2010, scientists had started to bottle it up. But for every serving, it cost over $1,000 to manufacture in a lab. So when we did studies on ketones originally, it would be cost $1 million to run a trial because the servings of ketones were so expensive. So long story short, basically, Brian Underwood, CEO of this company, Terry LaCour, those guys came together and we actually met them and we were able to basically manufacture it and formulate it in such a way that we get it down to pennies on the dollar. and that's kind of what you have in your hands. So
I love it. Well, here's what I'll say. When I was introduced to this, yes, my husband was like, this was made for the Navy SEALs. Like they're using it in the military. And I was like, cool. What is it going to do for me? And so, as I'm like, you can listen to Dr. Jacob and listen. What I've understand is there's currently like over 2,500 patents on the product. Is that
yeah,
correct?
yeah, yes.
And the product, I'm going to give you mom terms. The product turns on your brain. The product helps decrease your appetite. The product helps you with fat loss long term. The product's going to help you with muscle. Like I have more muscle at 43 than I do at 23. And there's just incredible benefits for whether it's like I'm not a doctor, so there's things I can't say, but like the product is incredible. So why don't you share with us your favorite way to use the product? What does it do for the average person, the everyday use? How would I use it?
Well, I think honestly, the great thing about it is it's so easy to use. It's so versatile. The first way I use it is when I start using it was honestly, long story short, one of the first times I started using it is like I would go like pull all-nighters, and so the first time I used it, I pulled an all-nighter and I was doing research basically, and sometimes it's just you're spending all night in the lab, and I had to afterwards get on a plane, go to a conference, and give a talk, and I looked horrible, and I could barely talk. I was kind of shaking. And then I took, and these weren't on the market yet, but basically I took an equivalent of like 2 packs. And I felt like I had not been sleep deprived at all. So I think one of the first things is that like it's simple. You find the times that you think, what are the times during the day where I need the biggest pick me up? A lot of times it's people's afternoons. Start there. Because now all of a sudden where you used to have a lull in your day, you don't anymore. And then once you've done that, the second time I use it is when you just want to be optimized. Now instead of waking up in the morning and feeling good, why not feel great? So that's usually me. I usually have on kind of pretty much every day for the last, probably 15 years. I have a packet in the morning and a packet in the afternoon. And if I'm sleep deprived, I bump that up. And of course, before you work out, of course, we know Stephanie works out a lot. And so taking it before your workout helps a lot with your energy. And, you don't feel like it's hard to train and you get a lot more done.
So good. I do get my butt kicked in the gym, but it's so good. I mean,
Exactly.
here's what I want you guys to understand. Like as we age, one of the things that I have learned as I'm aging and women as our bodies are changing, like what we get to talk about and what we've learned from Dr. Ryan and Dr. Jacob is the power of protein, the power of how we eat, sleep, stress, all of those things play a part, but this is the fuel that helps us. Just like Dr. Jacob said, like it turns on your brain. It taught like it has your body talk to itself, right? I don't know, there's like words like mitochondria and your cells talking. And I want you to understand that while this seems like, oh, this isn't just energy. This isn't just like an energy drink. This is a clean fuel. This is something that's going to, there's words like I'll say, man, I want to age well. Like I want to age well. I want longevity. And I don't feel like those words quite hit until you get to where you're like, oh, I pulled my back. Oh, shoot, I can't do what I used to do. Oh, I actually understand what that means. And that's what this does. But here's what I want you to understand 10 years ago and 15, when Dr. Jacob was introduced to this has gone through lots of different upgrades. We could say upgrades, right? And so this is our newest upgrade. And so there's current customers on here, Dr. Jacob. There's brand new people. If you're already drinking the product, share in the chat what your favorite benefit is, but tell us the difference. Like this is just launched. So it's a little bit of a different formulation, a little bit of different sugar replacement. Tell us what is in this K1 pack or what's a little different about it.
Okay, so basically that's kind of our baby as far as research. You talked about some of those sleepless nights. So guys, just really quick, the best way to describe ketones is this, okay? Imagine you're riding a bike and you have a front gear and a back gear, okay? Now imagine that it's a older bike and you haven't maybe ridden it in 6 years. So you pull it out and what do you hear? Kind of creak, creak, creak. Okay. So now that's friction inside of the gears. Now, ketones basically, the original ketones basically go on and maybe go to the front gear or the rear gear, and it's like WD-40 for the gear. Okay? It makes the gear run smoother. Like Stephanie talked about like mitochondria. Mitochondria is kind of like a bike. It actually has like motors, electrical motors that are going really fast. Not different than like these gears, actually. And they spin really fast. Well, ketones make them go a lot smoother, less friction, similar like when you're putting WD-40 in the rear gear. Well, K1, it turns out we discovered over 10 years ago, actually, that there's another type of ketone. So if the original ketones we have are WD-40 to the rear gears, this new ketone is the same concept, but to the front gear. So now there's no friction. All around, you're just flying. And so basically, the original ketones are called like C4 ketones, and the new ketones are C5 ketones. And so basically, that's the message. You're reducing molecular friction, and that's why you feel so much more energy because you extract energy at such a higher rate. And now it's just kicked it into another gear.
I love it. I think one of the biggest questions I get asked is, all right, Stephanie, I get it. My brain is going to turn on. I'm going to feel better. What is it going to do for weight loss, fat loss? I'm going to say specifically women. I get a lot of questions for women. Hey, we can use the menopause word. Like, just tell us weight loss. I know, like, there's some things that we have to do, not just taking the product, but like, will it help with that long term?
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so here's a couple different things. Real quick on weight loss. Number one is satiety. So basically, when your brain has better fuel, you're not as hungry. So you don't have as many cravings. You have as many cravings, easier to control your diet. You're not thinking about food. How many guys, the worst thing you can have is food noise, right? Just can't stop thinking about food. And it doesn't matter how much willpower we have, when you have food noise in your head all day, 5 minutes could be 1,000 calories. Okay, and we all know this. So that's number one. Number two is when we lose weight. I know you guys have all seen The Biggest Loser, but when we lose weight, they did a study in that show, and over half of what they lost in weight was muscle. Some cases over 60%. Now, muscle's what stokes your fuel, right? That's your metabolism. Well, ketones protect your muscle from being broken down. So you keep your muscle when you lose weight. So you keep your metabolism up. And the other thing is that your energy just stays up. So normally when people are calorie restricting this, they're tired, they want to move. This keeps your energy up, you still want to move. And then the last thing, there's a lot more to this, okay? But the last thing I think is really cool is, like when you're kids and you just feel you can just like you burn up everything. It's like you just stay lean no matter what. Well, it turns out that we have this special kind of fat in our bodies that's called brown fat. And this brown fat, basically, when we eat food, burns up calories like a furnace. When we're kids, we have a lot of it. When we're adults, we lose most of it. And so we store calories now because we don't have this furnace. Anyway, ketones are kind of tan fat. It's like we talked about Florida going out in the sun and getting a tan. Well, ketones tan fat, they brown fat. And so you turn that engine back on. So when you eat food, you're less efficient at storing it. So again, basically, number one, improve satiety, not as hungry. Number two, you're going to spare muscle. Number three, you're going to have more energy, which makes you move more. And number four is you stoke your metabolism. And there's a lot more than that, but that's why we see it help with fat loss.
Man, I love that. And I'll tell you, listen, I drink the product before I go to the gym. It helps me at the gym. It helps me exactly what you said. No food noise. Like I just feel better. And when you have the energy and you feel good, guess what you can do? It's exactly what Dr. Jacob said. You get off the couch, you move your body, you make better choices. You're drinking more water. I'm going for a walk. I'm not making those decisions out of just because I'm bored or I'm an emotional eater and I'm going to eat. I'm not going to do that because I have a tool that helps me. Now, I know a lot of the women ask me about fat loss, but I do want you to hit a little bit more on the muscle, only because there's a lot of people that are, I don't know if I can just say taking GLP-1s. Listen, I'm not for it. I'm not against it. I'm not a doctor. But what I have noticed and what I have seen and what I've learned is yes, it's helping a lot of people lose weight, but they're losing muscle. And so as we age, what is this going to help us with? Can you just hit a little bit more on the muscle? Let's just say it's for the guys, not just for the guys, for the girls too. But
Yeah.
like that's what's happening is people are losing muscle along with losing fat very, very fast. And so how can this be alongside of that if people are using those shots?
Yeah, so and look, GLPs are kind of here to stay, and they're becoming more and more prevalent, right? And they work. They work because you don't want to eat food. And so the thing is though, okay, let me just put this in perspective, okay? After the age of 50, we lose 1% of our muscle per year. So by the time maybe, we're 70, we've lost 20% of our muscle, right? So what happens? We lose our ability to function. Before, like when we went to the grocery store, you're kind of like, do you need help with groceries? No. Well, then yeah, I need help because I'm really hurting. And well, GLP basically agonists, what happens is that they speed up that process. So you could lose in 6 months 10 years worth of muscle, meaning you can accelerate the aging process. So sometimes you see when people take GLP-1s, you can kind of see like a speeding up of age and stuff. Um, well, the thing is that remember what do ketones do? They spare muscle. They protect muscle. So when you're taking GLP-1s, you're helping prevent that muscle loss. So now you're getting the benefits of the calorie restriction, but you're holding on to muscle and maintaining your youth at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, so basically, I would say it's mandatory to when someone's on these GLP-1 medications that they want to A, take ketones and probably double or triple. Like if I were taking them, I would be taking 3 or 4 packets a day, to be honest. Two, you want to make sure your protein's high. That's the number one thing. So you're probably gonna have like a gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. And number three, resistance training is not a luxury. It's a must if you're on GLP-1s. And if you do all those things, you probably won't lose any muscle at all, to be honest. Maybe you'll gain some. So yeah, so that's the story behind it. And it's necessary, guys.
I agree 100%. Thank you, Dr. Jacob.
Absolutely.
Before we dive in, and we're going to share a little bit about the community, and I'm going to walk people through a little bit of just kind of like what a day looks like for me. Is there anything else that you want to share about the product or that you're most excited about? Anything?
Well, listen, guys, bottom line is that no one else has these types of ketones, especially the dual technology. You're talking about, I mean, man, to have access to something like this that, I mean, 10 years ago was $1,000 to even have per serving. But it's not just that, I think it really is life transforming. So the fact that you can have a product like this and every person you hand it to, you can change their life at the same time, it's just an incredible opportunity, and I encourage you guys all to go all in. So thank you guys so much, and it's great seeing you. And I'll see you
Thank
later.
you. Thank you.
Bye,
Give
everybody.
Dr. Thank you, Dr. Jacob. Give him some love in the chat. He 100% of what Dr. Jacob said. Here's what I want you to understand. If whoever invited you, and if you've not tried it, get some in your hands. When I first started drinking ketones, I just want you to know something. Like I want you to think about what does the future self look like? What does the future you look like? The future me as a grandma someday, or the future me in my 50s, 60s, 70s is still going to be able to go to the gym. I want to play with my, teenagers and future grandkids. Like I want to be able to go hiking and do these things as I age. And so the future me has to make those decisions today. And one of them is making sure I fuel my body well. Now, I did not dive into a crazy diet. I want you to know something. This is not about like, okay, how do I have to do the keto diet? What do I all have to do? You drink the packet, get the product, try the product, use it once a day. You could do it twice a day if you really want to, once or twice a day. And I tell people this, keep it very simple. It's going to help you think before you grab food. So if the biggest thing with if your goal is weight loss or you want to feel better, it's having an awareness. I honestly believe the reason that people don't lose weight or they're either gaining weight is because they're just excessively eating. And Dr. Jacob said this helps with that food noise. And so if you can just be aware of how often you're eating, you can be aware of like moving your body, drinking more water and drinking this product, plugging into our community, I promise you, you are going to become the best version of yourself. And so here's what I want you to know is we're going to dive in and we're going to flip the conversation a little bit. if you do not have the product, get back with the person that invited you. You can get 25% off. We've got a really cool grab three boxes, get a shaker bottle. There's lots of ways that you can get discounts on this product. But this isn't just about a product. So if you don't have it, get back with that person that invited you here. If you want to hear more, this product changed me and my family and me physically. And whoever invited you here, they're going to share their story, whether it was energy or focus, they went to the gym, they whatever. Everybody has a story. But here's what happened is when I started drinking this product, I didn't know there was a community behind it. I didn't know like, oh, like this company values science. This company values research. This company values community. And I started kind of plugging into what we had. And I remember my husband said, "Hey, Steph, did you know that if you talk about the product and you share it, you can be rewarded for it?" And I would be at the park with my girls because when you feel good, what happens? You start hearing other people. You might start hearing people go, "I want to lose weight. I don't feel good." Like all you have to do is go sit in a mall or go sit somewhere and start listening to people's conversations and you're going to hear it. I felt great. I started hearing other people need what I had. I told my husband, I was like, all these moms are tired, they're overwhelmed, they need something to help them, and I have it. And he goes, yeah, you can share it. And if you share it, you can be rewarded for it. And that's what we did is I said, all right, if I start sharing this product, which I know works, I had tried it for quite some time. I did not ever go a day without it. My husband lost 50 pounds. And I just kept being like, okay, I have a product, I have the science, I have the research, I have the systems. What does it look like? And I just started sharing naturally, whether it was online or face to face at a park with my family and my friends. And our goal was $400 a month. So there is a business side to this, and it's incredible. And I wasn't looking for something to change our family financially, but over 10 years, it has been such a huge blessing for our family from living paycheck to paycheck to being able, I like to say, to live and give like we never thought. Like there's a car program, and I've joked about this for 10 years, but it's real. I used to have a van that was held together by duct tape and zip ties. Not kidding. Have the pictures. We have a car program. I told my husband I want a new van. And that's what I worked towards. And so outside of believing like, okay, if the company's mission and vision is to help you, to help me become the best versions of ourselves, for me physically, I wanted to feel good as a mom, but financially, what would change your life? You might go, I want to drink the product for free. Awesome, we'll help you with that. Hey, I'd love to take my family on vacation. We can help you with that. I want to save up some money and we just paid for our daughter's wedding and college. I want to do that. Hey, I want to pay off some debt. I want to whatever fill in the blank because we have that here. We have the personal growth, the community, the systems to help you achieve your goals along the way. An incredible team. And I have a great friend and team member. His name is Nick Martinez. He's actually going to come on and share with you what this actually looks like. What does the business side look like? How can you get plugged in? How does it all work? So, Nick, I'd love for you to come on and just share with us a little bit about your story and how people can get just information on the business.
Awesome. Can you hear me okay, Stephanie?
I can, yeah.
All right. I was supposed to be home about 7 minutes ago and got caught by a train. They still have those. So I'm hands-free and able to talk, and I'm home in like 30 seconds. So first off, good to see everybody on, and a big shout out and thanks to Dr. Jacob. It's been just so much fun to learn from him over the years and watch the cutting edge science that they provide inside their lab and just continue to learn. I feel like we at Prove It, like what mission has been discussed, which is help us become the best version of ourselves. You have to understand just real life, and there hasn't been a better education around how the human body works, how the human mind works, and how to power it than what we've been able to receive. So, watching people transform and truly step into that. When I got started back in 2015, I was a full-time airline pilot. I worked for Delta, and while I was living a good life, I felt okay. I definitely wasn't stepping into a better version of me. I was watching my peers around me become worse and worse in their health and in their own just like well-being on a yearly basis. And I knew that if I continued down that path and didn't make any changes, I would continue there myself. I wouldn't step to a new version of every month. I wouldn't get to become a more confident or happier, a more vibrant version of me. And truly, that's what Prove It's provided. So when you talk about the business, when you talk about what's the opportunity here, it's to number one, become better yourself, have an opportunity to truly create new in your life, to truly change. And then number two is to create a group of people. We call it a community who are all about the same, who are charging after their goals, who are learning to dream again, who are having fun again. And that's what our platform and our business allows. So, Stephanie, as I walk in the house here, I'll let you kind of
Yeah.
share a few thoughts on that. But I'm excited to dive a little bit more into the business as well, exactly how that works and all the components of it.
Well, I'll tell you this. So when I was introduced to the product and then I started loving like, oh, I can have these conversations. I remember having a conversation with a friend like Nick and I was like, what does this actually look like and what do I do? First, I drank the product. Second of all, I just worked on myself, right? Like I wanted to become a healthier version of me. And as I worked on myself, people started seeing and wondering what I was doing. And we use a system called ACE, ACE. It's very easy. We're going to teach you how to attract. We're going to teach you to connect to the tools that we have. You are not expected to go be a doctor, a Keto 101 expert. We're not going to send you to Keto 101 school. We want you to love the product, use the product, and talk about it just like you would your favorite movie, your favorite restaurant, like anything that's your favorite. I tell everybody where to shop, what I love, my favorite foods, same thing. And then you help people. The E stands for experience ketones. I'll give you an example. We have a new Tesla truck, a Cybertruck, and we have it wrapped with ketones. And my neighbor the other day walks over and she's taking a picture of the bar and she's like, what is this? And I've been living next to her for almost a year. I've talked to her about them. Her best friend drinks them. And I was like, Angel, they are ketones. I have told you about those. But because she saw it and she was finally ready, she had grabbed 4 boxes. And then she came over like 3 days later and she's like, I'm not jittery. This is keeping me awake. I'm not hungry because she sits at her desk and does Zooms and computer work all day long. And she's like, I feel so good. And then her husband's like, can that replace my energy drink? And I was like, yes. Like, this isn't about me being a doctor like Dr. Jacob. This is about me using the tools because it's changing my life and also go, here's what it can do for you. Try the product. Here's what it can do for you. Try the product. And it's always like that. I take a shaker bottle with me. I've got moms that ask me when I'm at the girls' events. I just had a girl today at the gym go, hey, what's always on your shirt? You always have, what is this ketones? And I was like, oh, let me tell you about them. So I'm not going around being like, weird and salesy. This is about something that we have the patents, we have the science, and we're going to plug you into our system and help you share it. So,
I love that.
yeah.
So essentially, Stephanie just shared with you the mechanism in this business. So let's have a little business conversation. First off, if you're here and you've never drank ketones, drink ketones, right? So if you're on this first half and you're like, I'm ready for the product, I need that. I have no interest in the business. Awesome. Thank you for showing up. Whoever invited you here, get their link and grab yourself 10, 20, 30 servings of K1. We have an awesome promotion going on right now. You get 25% off when you set up Subscribe and Save. You get a free shaker cup if you get 30 or more servings. And you get access to a Feel Better Fast blueprint, which is super exciting. Really telling you how to accelerate transformation in 7 days. So if that's you, like get this in your body and let's go. If any of this has been a little bit intriguing where you're thinking, hey, my mom should use this, or hey, my sister needs this, or hey, I know a handful of friends that have to have this, then I want to chat with you because whether you're just intrigued, you're like, maybe I could get this for free and earn some grocery money, like Stephanie mentioned a few minutes ago. She said she wanted to earn $400 a month. Or you're thinking, maybe I could create a part-time income so that my family and I could do more things, so that you could put a kid to college, you could pay for a wedding. Or you might be thinking, man, I'd love to have something in retirement, something to continue going or to continue allowing us to live. Uh, then I want to talk a little bit about how that works and how Prove It works. We're a direct sales network marketing, we call it community-based marketing company, which means Prove It's marketing dollars are given to you. They're given to me. They're given to Stephanie. and Prove It essentially pays you to do the marketing for them. So instead of running a Super Bowl ad, or instead of putting this in Walmart or GNC, or instead of paying millions of dollars to Facebook to put ads in front of you, Prove It says we're going to direct those dollars towards a group of people to create a community of raving fans about the product. That's what we are. So we are a community of people who are striving for our own personal better, inspiring others to do the same thing, who are being rewarded financially when people purchase our products. So we get paid to build a group of customers. Essentially, enroll a customer, you get paid. First step is enroll 3 customers. If you have 3 people that are ordering on our Subscribe and Save on a monthly basis, you'll start earning free ketones. They average whatever they purchase and you'll get it. So if they each buy 30 servings of K1 every single month, guess what? You get 30 servings, your 30 servings of K1 for free. You also get commissions. So on all of your customers, you earn commissions. You earn up to 30% of the commissionable value based upon the number of customers that you have. We also have rewards and bonuses for growing a team. We have what's called a dual team system where you get to build kind of 2 teams, a left team and a right team. And as those teams start to grow, you get paid through our dual team system bonus, up to $6,000 a week, depending on kind of how you get started. So that's the mechanism. We have resources, Zooms like this. We have videos. We have training. We have systems and support for you to plug into. So it's not one of those things where you have to go learn it all or go to college first to come here and then do this. When I became a pilot, I went to school for 5 years or 4 years, had the flight instructor for a year. Then I got my very first job out of that after spending $150,000 of my own money to do that. And my first job as an airline pilot, I made about this much. Here, you get started. We have 3 different partner packs. They range from $350 to $1,250. And right now, the partner membership, which is $49 a year, is free. With those packs, you're going to get 1, 2, or 3 shaker bottles for free. You're also going to get access to a brand new AI university. We have a new AI university that's been developed. Our first couple of modules are live, and it just teaches you how to use AI to help you become more authentic, to help you amplify your own intelligence and utilize it to grow a business and to be more successful. There's a number of other things that you get with those packs, including lots of ketones to get into people's hands. And that's how you start. After you have that, we teach you how to get that product into other people's hands through sampling, through selling trial packs, in order to start growing your community, and then you start getting paid. So, Stephanie, I don't know if you had any other questions. That's a little bit of the nuts and bolts around how the business itself works. But what else do you think everybody needs to know?
Well, I would love to know. Tell us, like, I think that's great. Tell us what it's done for your family, Nick. You did a little bit, but like, what have you seen? What has this done for people in your life or anybody on your team or around you? Tell us some stories.
Sure. I mean, I fell in love with entrepreneurship years and years ago, back in 2009. I just never found the right opportunity for me. So I dabbled in some different things. I started a couple traditional businesses. I had a drone photography business alongside flying airplanes. I had a food and beverage sampling business along flying airplanes. I was in a handful of other direct sales businesses. And they all made a little bit of money, but never enough to actually be successful. Nothing to write home about. In fact, most of them ended up costing me, if you really looked at it, more than I spent. I saved on my taxes, which is great. But what was unique about Prove It is I finally found the right product with behind the right mission and vision, behind the right company, which isn't just lip service. Anybody that's come in and been part of Prove It for 6 months, 9 months, whether they're part of our customer community or part of our partner community, they've left or stayed and become better than they started, right? We really strive for that. So in that, personally, we initially my goal was to pay my mortgage, and that happened. And then my second child, Juliana, was born about 6 months into our business. My wife was able to walk away from her job and just work 10 hours a week until she realized she didn't even need to do that. 2 years in, I was able to walk away from flying airplanes, and we became stay-at-home parents. And since then, we've just been able to travel. We've been able to raise our kids on our own terms, and we've been able to help tons and tons of people do the same thing. I love, if I look into my business over the last number of years, we've helped, I think 11 or 12 people now earn over $1 million. And in that, we have tons and tons that have created real income, created a real life using this. So whether it's $1,000 a month that would make a difference for you, or if you're looking for more, like 5, 10, 20, 30, this is something that gives you the ability to dream, something that gives you the ability to say, hey, if I could have extra every month, what would I do with it? It's powerful to watch that transformation occur. I will say it's not a get rich quick, right? This isn't a just join us and all of a sudden you're done. This is not one of those things. This isn't just get in now. If you get in now, the timing's right. You're going to be rich by Christmas. This is a, hey, I believe in what you guys are doing. I want to be part of something, and I'm ready to share. I'm ready to introduce this to others. So it is a lot of fun, if you like travel, there's a lot of science to it. There's a lot of opportunity, and there's a lot of people out there to be helped.
I love it, Nick. I like to say get in where you fit in, right? Like drink the product, love the product. As you're working on yourself, you can share it with other people. And like Nick said, whether it's 500 to $1,000, like you guys, my first goal wasn't to have my husband stay home with us and travel the world and take the girls all of these places. It was I wanted $400 a month and I wanted a van that would start. And as we plugged in, like you said, it takes time. And as we plugged into the systems and we plugged into the community, my vision for myself personally and just for our family has grown. And so all of that can happen with you here and for you. And so I just want you to know this, like we are here to help you. We are here to guide you. We are all one team, Team Prove It. And it's really, really, really fun. And we have like, besides traveling, like the friendships have been incredible. And I love the product. I haven't gone a day without it. And so again, get in where you fit in, get back with the person that invited you, have them share their story of why they love the product, but also why they love the community. So, Nick, anything else you want to share before we let them go?
Um, the time is now. I've been saying recently, ketones are 10 years ahead of their time. We get to be the people that bring it to market. And right now, creatine is a supplement that you're seeing all over Facebook, and it's getting all this attention. It's been around for 30 years, and it's just getting started, right? Ketones are 10x what any creatine will ever do for you. There is value, but ketones literally just blow it out of the water, and no one knows about it. You're essentially the first here in North America. We have work to do as far as get this into. There's 19,500 communities in the United States. 19,500. There's 100 people on this Zoom. We need to have at least one. There's probably room for anywhere from 50 to 500 in some of the larger cities, 5,000 partners in each area. So who do you know in your suburb next to you? Who do you know in the town 30 minutes from you? We need those people in order to help make this movement louder.
I love it. Thank you for sharing, Nick. We truly appreciate it. And for those asking in the chat, if you have questions more about the product, if you've got more questions about the business, get back with the person that invited you and ask them those questions. They'll get you videos to watch. They'll get you the tools that we have to share more about whatever questions that you have. And we're going to be doing more Zooms like this in June. So where you can invite your friends and your mom and your coworkers and your cousins to this so they can hear about what you are going to love, what's going to change your life, and they can join you. And so thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. Grab some ketones, get plugged in. Let's get your life on the path of where you're wanting to go, and then we'll help you share it as well. So that's all I have. I hope, Nick, did you have something?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everybody. Your presence matters, and we'll see you on the next Zoom. Have a wonderful night. Bye, everybody.